we are as a people inherently and historically opposed to secret society, opposed to secret oaths, opposed to secret proceedings. No official of my administration, whether his rank is high or low, should interpret my words here tonight as an excuse to censor the news, stifle dissent, to cover up our mistakes, or to withhold from the press and the public the facts they deserve to know.
All right. Welcome back to Conspiracy Corner Podcast, everyone. This is Abe, your host. It is April 6th, 2026. So, as far as an update, not much has changed. I went and got photos done because I took a bunch of pictures. Me and Sammy, yesterday, I took some pictures of her opening her Easter basket. And we painted eggs together, so I took a bunch of pictures of that. Normally I put out like a short, just wishing everyone a happy Thanksgiving, or happy whatever holiday it is. I usually try to put out a short for each holiday, but I just didn't feel up for it yesterday. I just wanted to be in the moment, So I got the photos. They're printing right now at Walmart. If they get done before, I might run out and get them, who knows. But I had a little more time on my hands, so I figured I'd do another episode. Last episode was on aliens, and I had mentioned, essentially, something about a Sasquatch flap that has happened recently. If you don't know what a flap is, I don't know who actually coined the word. I really don't. I'm not sure. I want to say John A. Keel, but who knows? In the ufology community and the cryptozoology community, flap means that there is a large amount of sightings of something, whether it be a cryptid or a UFO or alien. A large amount of sightings in a certain area during a certain period of time. So, here recently, there's been a shit ton of sightings of Bigfoot in 2026. Let's see if that was on your bingo card. 2025 was an insane year. 2026 has been even crazier, and a lot of people are getting discouraged about it. I personally think it's cool as fuck, because I'm a conspiracy theorist with a conspiracy podcast, so I think it's awesome. Gives me a shit ton to talk about. Like, I've literally, in my notes, dude, this is my notebook. These are all my notes that I write down at work of shit that I want to talk about. There's no way that I can cover it all. This is why, honestly, man, a lot of people bash on, like, Alex Jones for having a whole crew and $1 million operation. I'm like, dude, I wish I was Alex Jones level so I could be like, okay, I have 100 different things to talk about. Somebody cover something, like hand out, like actual journalism, That's kind of how it is. Like I said, I used to write for the paper, There'd be like 30 different topics to cover, and we would all fight for which ones we want, Sadly, the teacher didn't like me, so I wouldn't get the projects that I wanted to cover. She hated me for some reason. I don't know why. But anyways, that's what a flap is. Now, I really do not cover Bigfoot or Sasquatch that much on this channel. I would love to cover more fun subjects like that. That's why, honestly, last episode I was mentioning that I'm probably going to cover this alien disclosure stuff just because it's a fun subject and I enjoy doing it. It's fun to me. I'm still going to cover important subjects like Epstein because that's my biggest priority. But when I heard about this Bigfoot flap, I had to cover this because I very rarely cover Bigfoot. I've covered one episode. It's called Bigfoot sighting of Schitt's Creek. I kid you not. I'll try to link it below on Spotify. Also, I did a little mini series of Bigfoot in the Bible. It might have been 3 or 4 episodes. I think it's in a playlist on YouTube, so go check that out. But yes, Bigfoot's in the Bible. Well, at least it's a theory. But let's get into this recent flap of Bigfoot sightings. New Bigfoot sighting after wave of activity. And this is April 3rd, 2026. So 3 days ago. So this is fairly recent, man. A new report from rural Ohio is adding fresh fuel to a recent surge of alleged Bigfoot encounters that has already drawn national attention. Why does it matter? Ohio has seen an unusually dense cluster of Bigfoot claims in recent weeks. By the way, Ohio, West Virginia, and Kentucky are like hot spots. These whole 3 states are like hot spots for like cryptids, ufology, dogman, Bigfoot, UFO. We've covered a shit ton of local paranormal, weird, high strangeness in Kentucky, Point Pleasant. We've covered a shit ton on this channel over the years because I've been doing this for over a decade. 650 episodes, you know. But a pattern enthusiasts call a flap. The latest account comes as researchers and witnesses described heightened activity across the state. What to know? A newly logged report from the Bigfoot Field Researchers Organization, BFRO. By the way, I would love to join a Bigfoot hunting club. That would be so cool. There's one here locally. Actually, he popped up on one of the videos. This was like a couple of years ago. He drives around like a Bigfoot investigation SUV. And I actually recorded him because I was like, oh, I want to talk to this guy. Hang on a second. And he ran away from me. He was acting really weird. Which I'm a weird looking dude, you know, so he probably got freaked out that I was just approaching him. But anyways, there's a local Bigfoot hunting group, and he comes around frequently enough at Kroger that one of these days I'm going to stop him and talk to him and see if I can join. I think it'd be fucking fun. I think it'd be cool. Me and Sammy have cryptid hunted around here. Well, not around here, but just different places. Like, we went dogman hunting. We searched for the pig-faced sea monster of Harrington Lake. We've done ghost hunting. We have a whole ghost hunting playlist on YouTube. So, like, yeah, I love that type of shit. Ghost hunting, cryptid hunting. It's awesome to me. So, BFRO, that would be cool to join. But it sounds like it's Ohio. BFRO describes a strange encounter at a wetlands preserve on the outskirts of Ashland, Ohio, earlier this month. Depending on how far that is, me and Sammy could probably go out there on a day trip and check it out. A wetlands preserve out there by Ashland, Ohio. I mean, I should be able to find it. There's Walmart notifying me photos are done. The sighting classified as a Class B, a category used by researchers for cases involving physical traces rather than a direct sighting. Ooh, so that's a Class B. I wonder if it's a footprint. Was submitted by Thomas Pochel, a college professor, and Centers of Unexplained Sounds and large human-like tracks discovered during a late morning hike on March 15th. So they found tracks. Awesome. Now, devil's advocate, those can be faked with like literal prints, you know. If I hear any updates on this, I will definitely broadcast on it. Palchel said that he and his wife arrived at Audubon Wetlands Preserve around 10:30 a.m. and found the park empty. What is this whistling noise, dude? It's driving the dogs nuts in the neighborhood. It's driving me nuts. Fuck me. So there's the location. If you live out that way and you're into this type of shit, you should go check it out, man. I mean, I want to. I'm going to honestly keep this article, or at least write it down, and if it ain't too far, me and Sammy might have to make a trip out there. So yeah, they arrived, him and his wife, Potchel and his wife arrived there at 10:30 a.m., had the whole park to themselves, it sounds like. Access to the main trails requires crossing a long wooden boardwalk over a cattail marsh. And it was just after stepping off that bridge that something unusual happened. Both hikers heard what Potchel described as 2 or 3 large wood knocks, loud wood knocks. If you're new to the Bigfoot community or research, supposedly that's how Bigfoot communicate, is banging sticks, huge sticks or logs against trees, making knocking noises. Whenever you go out Bigfoot hunting, if you can do the whoop, you do that, but you also do tree knocks, is what they call them. Coming from the I always do it while I'm hiking just to see if I can get a response, Coming from the woods ahead, his wife immediately commented on the sound, which they later said did not resemble a woodpecker or falling branches. Now, I'm very curious, once again playing devil's advocate and being more skeptical. Does this couple, the Potchel couple, are they already interested or knowledgeable of Bigfoot and tree knocks? So are they, if they were to make it up, like, do they already have this knowledge of, like, hey, they make tree knocks, Just playing devil's advocate, not trying to be mean or nothing, but the hike continued without incident until the couple reached a muddy area in the southeast section of the preserve. There they noticed several large barefoot tracks pressed deeply into the wet ground. Potchel estimated the prints measured between 14 and 16 inches long, so maybe like that fucking big. Like, that's a big ass fucking foot, man. I wonder how big like Shaq's foot is, Somebody like a normal, like a large human being without giganticism. I wonder like the biggest foot size, I'd have to look that up. They appeared, if you know, down below, hit me up, just because I'm curious if a large enough human could make that. They appeared narrow for their length, showed possible toe impressions, and lacked claw marks. Well, so it doesn't sound like it's a dog man, because it's lacking claw marks. The hike was pleasant and uneventful until we found the tracks in the muddy area of the southwest field part of the preserve, Potchel said. I carry my fucking camera everywhere I go hiking, dude. Anytime I go hiking and it's an actual fucking camera, I would be blowing that fucking site up. I mean, taking shit tons of pictures, man. We found that and recording a video on my phone. Like, I'm recording this shit. Be awesome for the channel, and I mean, this is amazing. We found 3 to 4 large unidentifiable tracks that measured approximately 14 to 16 inches long. They were barefoot, humanoid in appearance. No claw marks were noted. He took multiple photographs, good, before leaving the area. The surrounding, yeah. Okay, now let's see if the men in black show up and confiscate that camera. I would have so many copies. I'd have one in a safe. I'd be giving them to like friends, like, hold on to this. Yeah, I would have multiple copies. One in my storage unit, one here at the house. Like, I would have them everywhere. I'd have one at work, in a locker at work. Like, you ain't getting all my evidence, dog. Because that's the thing. Men in Black or government agencies or Smithsonian's the worst. People trust the Smithsonian and send in, like, their evidence to the Smithsonian. And they're like, oh, we lost it. Oops. Hope you have copies, you know. Or they get visited by men in black. The surrounding environment, according to the report, consisted of low brush bordered by wetlands and marshes. So I love that they're being so descriptive, because that way if me and Sammy go out there, I'm going to write all this shit down so we know where to go. The surrounding environment, according to the report, consisted of low brush bordered by wetlands and marshes with hardwood trees and saturated sandy soil capable of holding clear impressions. Wildlife was present, including squirrels and 2 large deer, which were spotted shortly before the tracks were found. So, sounds like Bigfoot is a friendly man of the woods because the animals weren't scared off. I am curious, like, if everything went silent, because you hear that a lot with Dogman reports, but Dogman is seen as more of like a negative demonic entity compared to Bigfoot. Bigfoot's kind of like, don't get me wrong, I've heard scary stories about Bigfoot, but I've also heard like cool stories where he was just chill. I don't know. I think it just depends. He's probably like us. It just depends on if you catch him on a bad day, you know? Despite the discovery, Pochel said conditions felt otherwise normal. No unusual smells were detected, which is interesting. So that Bigfoot could have passed by like hours ago, if not the day before. Because that's one thing with Bigfoot is like I've heard that he fucking reeks. Like, he either smells like skunk or rotting flesh. Like, he smells bad, dude. Wet dog. Just gross. Which you gotta think, man, he's like a humanoid that's never bathed, you know. Maybe once in a blue moon he probably goes in the water and washes up, but no soap out there, dude. And the atmosphere was not described as threatening or oppressive, hence why the animals were around. Still, his wife remained unsettled for the rest of the day. Other hikers arrived later, but no one else was present when the sounds and tracks were encountered. So, a familiar area for reports. So this is a hotspot, apparently, for Bigfoot sightings. The location of the new report has caught the attention of BFRO investigator Matthew Moneymaker. There is no way your last name is Moneymaker. If so, that is the worst name to choose for the truth community. Everyone's going to call you a shill, a spook. Like, dude, I would change my name or go by something else, dude. That is not good. Everyone's going to think you're a crook, a grifter, you know. Matthew Moneymaker. Sorry, bro. I'm not bashing your name, but that is a horrible name for the Bigfoot community. For anything within the conspiracy community. This community is so toxic. Who conducted a follow-up review. Moneymaker noted that the Wetlands Preserve sits less than half a mile from the site of a previous Class A report. I'm not sure what Class A is. Involving a clear visual sighting. So, Class A would be visual sighting. Class B, I think, was the other one, was physical evidence, whether it be hair or footprints. This was reported in 2021 when a woman said she saw a large Sasquatch-like figure retreat into the woods behind a gym on the edge of Ashland. I think I've been either to Ashland or drove through it. And I don't think, I think it's a decent, it's probably like 2 or 3 hours away, but I'm pretty sure I've been there. Which I still wouldn't mind doing a day trip and recording out there, because it would be basically like I would be, if I got up early enough, left right after work, 7, 8, 9, 10, and just left, prepped the night before. By the time we get up there, it'd be about 11. Do the hike, take pictures, record, document. That takes probably about, let's say that takes 2 or 3 hours. So 11, 12, 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It'd be about 6 or 7 by the time we got home. It would be a whole day, but it would be worth it and it would be cool. If I'm doing, and I'm adding hours just to have a bumper, but it would be, yeah, if I left, yeah, it'd be cool as fuck, yeah. It'd fuck my sleep up so bad, but according to Moneymaker, the two areas are connected by natural corridors along the Jerome Fork River, which could attract deer and other wildlife. He added that similar wood knock sounds are sometimes reported near trailheads or narrow access points such as bridges. Both witnesses, he said, were firm in their belief that the knocks... Sorry for the motorcycle. Were firm in their belief that the knocks were heavy, deliberate, and not caused by known animals. So, let's see. This looks like a video. Let's see if it actually takes me to it, though. I don't... Oh, cool. Here's a video. It's a 2-minute and 16-second clip. Let's see what this has got. So this is Bigfoot. This footage was captured 10/24/13 by Josh Highcliffe. This is Mississippi. Oh, it's not gonna allow me now. Never mind. Fine anyways, because it's unrelated. I had it playing, but never mind. And I don't feel like going all the way to X and shit for it. So, part of a broader pattern, the Ashland report follows a recent wave. This is the Bigfoot flap I'm talking about. Wave of Bigfoot claims in Ohio that has drawn attention from researchers and media outlets alike. Earlier this month, there was heightened excitement among Bigfoot enthusiasts after multiple sightings were reported across the state in a short span of time. Jeremiah Byron, host of the Bigfoot Society podcast, so shout outs to them. I'm going to have to give them a sub. Support, smaller channels like ourselves. It always helps. By the way, please give me a like and a subscribe, if you like this type of stuff. So, Bigfoot Society podcast described the cluster as something many in the community have never experienced. Interesting. So, this is a big flap then. The current generation of Bigfoot enthusiasts, including myself, have never lived through a sighting flap like this, Byron said, adding that many are hopeful that credible evidence could emerge. If they have it like evidence enough to just say like, hey, Bigfoot's legit, and they disclose it, it would not surprise me. We got the Epstein files. We got literally UFO and alien disclosure going on right now. Did you all see that there's like new shit coming out about Shroud of Turin? This year is just fucking insane. Like I said, dude, I can't keep up with all of it. I'm enjoying it, honestly, man. What is it? The Chinese curse/blessing of may you live in interesting times. Truly, may you live in interesting times, man. It's definitely taking effect. Scientists' simple explanation for Bigfoot. So here's devil's advocate. Scientist Flo Foxon. So you have Eminem before, Matthew Moneymaker, and now Flo Foxon. F and F. Say there may be a far simpler explanation for many Bigfoot sightings. Bears. Foxon's research from 2023 found a strong statistical link between reported Bigfoot encounters and black bear population across the United States and Canada. So basically she's saying the amount of Bigfoot encounters is coinciding with possible expansion of population of black bears. On average, Foxton's analysis suggested that one Bigfoot sighting occurs for roughly every 900 bears in a given area, which would make sense. I mean, I do try to play devil's advocate and be skeptical on here too, even though some people, like the big science people, come in my comment section sometimes and they're like, they think I'm fucking retarded. It's cool though. I think it's fun. I'm just having fun over here. Even after accounting for human population and land size, wildlife experts say black bears can easily be mistaken for something else under the right conditions. Bears are capable of standing and even walking short distances on their hind legs, especially when moving through dense forest or tall grass. But That's not a black bear footprint, dude. There's no claw marks. It's 16 fucking inches long. It's humanoid. Poor lighting, distance, brief encounters, and human perception can all play a role, researchers say, making bears the most likely explanation for many reports, even when sightings feel vivid and unsettling to those who experience them. Also, dude, there have been literally Bigfoot accounts and hairy men accounts, wild man accounts, which a lot of people link to Bigfoot since literally the dawn of time. I mean, look at Enkidu of the Epic of Gilgamesh. I think we've covered the Epic of Gilgamesh here and there. I actually have a copy, and it's short enough that it would be a good, maybe like 2 or 3 part episode, like reading along with commentary. I'll have to find it and pull it out. Or, honestly, it's a pretty common book. I might just pick one up next time I'm at, like, Half Price Books or something. We'll do, like, a little mini-series on it. That's something I wouldn't mind doing. The Native Americans talk about going across the Bering Strait, like, with their tribes and Bigfoot tribes. I think it's the Bering Strait, right? The ice bridge or whatever. Anyways, there's accounts, like literal accounts that they coincided with these people, you know, and they describe them as like people, as like a race of beings, you know. And I mean, we got Gigantopithecus. Who's to say that they didn't survive, you know, along with us? I mean, you got reports of dragons, aka dinosaurs, in historical records, mermaids. I believe in all this shit, man. I ain't gonna lie. People can call me nuts, tinfoil hat crazy. I believe in all this shit, man. And it's funner if you do. My life is fun, you know, rather than some like science atheist nerd who's like, nope, it's fake. Not enough evidence. We came from monkeys, you know. Paulchel. So what are people saying? Paulchel said in his witness statement dated on March 15th, there was no other hikers at the time of the Knox and track discovery. There were some animal activity in the preserve, mostly squirrels and 2 large deer, like we said before. Just before the discovering of the tracks, no unusual odors. The atmosphere seemed normal, nothing heavy or oppressive. Just a normal early spring day. Jeremy Bruscater, a professor at the School of Environment and Natural Resources, Ohio State University, previously told Newsweek, I think that's extremely likely that people who see Bigfoot are actually just misidentifying wild animals. What happens next? For now, the Ashland Report joins a growing database of recent claims that researchers are continuing to catalog and assess. Investigators say future developments could include follow-up site visits, analysis and photographs, or additional witness reports from the same area. Whether the recent surge leads to tangible evidence or fades as quickly as it appeared, interest around Ohio's latest Bigfoot chapter shows no signs of slowing. So there you guys go. Apparently this Bigfoot flap, there was 9 other Bigfoot sightings. This really didn't get into the previous flap stuff, but this is connected. This is the recent one of this Bigfoot flap 3 days ago. So it's continuing. It hasn't stopped. It hasn't ended. I have heard in passing just from listening to Tinfoil Hat and Sam Tripoli, and they were talking about it. But yeah, this is like apparently like one of the biggest Bigfoot flaps to happen within history. So that's pretty amazing. This year is just amazing. But yeah, from what I've heard, there's been 9 other sightings. So this is the 10th sighting. Maybe if I can find some of those other sightings and shit, I will talk about it. This may be an ongoing series. Who knows? Go check out my other Bigfoot episodes that I covered if you're interested in this stuff. And by the way, I've covered different types of cryptids and covered Mothman, Men in Black, all sorts of weird stuff. A lot of my early episodes were a lot of paranormal and ghost stories. So if you're interested in this type of shit, go check out my old episodes, dude. There is a ton on there of different alien encounters, just weird high strangeness. Because I started this channel as more of a fun, less serious, less dark conspiracy channel. And then over the years, it's just turned into darkness with like shit like Pizzagate and Epstein and adrenochrome and all that evil stuff. But I think that's important talking about too. I have a Buy Me a Coffee account set up in the link below. If you donate to the channel, I will send you a bumper sticker. These things are durable as fuck. I got one on my car. My wife has one on her coffee cup. They hold up. And you also will get a bookmark. Now, these stickers are going quick. So, like the next 3 or 4 donations, that's it. Stickers are gone. Then it'll just be bookmarks. But I can snail mail that to you if you donate to the channel. It helps pay for pens, papers, notebooks, flash drives, newspapers, all that jazz. Me and Sammy, I'm gonna keep this article up, and I'm gonna talk to her about it, and we might do a day trip, maybe some boots on the ground. I know I've been saying I was gonna do that with Harrodsburg and Mercer County with the data center, but I have been so busy with trying to pick up hours at work, trying to get my mower fixed. I've had car trouble. Seems like one thing after the next. My life is a little bit hectic right now, so I'll try to do more boots on the ground. It's just it's fucking crazy, you know. But love y'all. Please like, share, and subscribe. Y'all have a good day.